Make a box and whisker plot that represents the prices in dollars of DVDs in a store. 15, 18, 12, 18, 20, 24, 16, 13. First order the data from least to greatest. Then divide the data into the lower half and the upper half. The median of the lower half is the first quartile. The first quartile is given by the quantity 13 plus 15 divided by 2, which equals 14. So the first quartile is 14. The median of all of the data is given by the quantity 16 plus 18 divided by 2, which equals 17. So the median of the data is 17. The median of the upper half is the third quartile. The third quartile is given by the quantity 18 plus 20 divided by 2, which equals 19. So the third quartile is 19. Note that the least value is 12 and the greatest value is 24. Next, draw a number line that includes the least and greatest values. Begin by graphing the first quartile 14 and the third quartile 19. Then draw a box using the first quartile and the third quartile. Next, graph the median 17. Then draw a line through the median. Next, graph the least value 12 and the greatest value 24. Then draw whiskers from the box to the least and greatest values to complete the box and whisker plot. The box The box and whisker plot represents the time in hours spent on a project by students in a history class. Part A. Find and interpret the range of the data. Notice that the least value is 1 and the greatest value is 9. So the range is 9 minus 1, which equals 8 hours. This means that the time spent varies by no more than 8 hours. Part B. Describe the distribution of the data. Each whisker represents 25% of the data. The box represents 50% of the data. So 25% of the students spend between 1 and 3 hours on the project. 50% of the students spend between 3 and 8 hours on the project, and 25% of the students spend between 8 and 9 hours on the project. Part C. Find and interpret the interquartile range of the data. The interquartile range IQR equals the third quartile Q3 minus the first quartile Q1. Notice that the first quartile is 3 and the third quartile is 8. So the interquartile range equals 8 minus 3, or 5. So the interquartile range is 5 hours. This means that the middle half of the time spent on the project varies by no more than 5 hours. Part D. Are the data more spread out below Q1 or above Q3? Explain. Note that the left whisker is longer than the right whisker, so the data below Q1 are more spread out than the data above Q3. The double The double box and whisker plot represents the lengths in yards of field goals made by two football kickers. Part A. Identify the shape of each distribution. For kicker A, the right whisker is longer than the left whisker, and most of the data are on the left side of the plot. For kicker B, the whisker lengths are equal, and the median is the middle of the plot. So the distribution for kicker A is skewed right, and the distribution for kicker B is symmetric. Part B. Which lengths are more spread out? Explain. The range of the lengths for kicker A is 36 minus 24, or 12, and the range of the lengths for kicker B is 31 minus 22, or 9. So the range of the lengths is greater for kicker A than for kicker B. The interquartile range of the lengths for kicker A is 32 minus 26, or 6. And the interquartile range of the lengths for kicker B is 29 minus 24, or 5. So the interquartile range is greater for kicker A than for kicker B. So the range and interquartile range of the lengths for kicker A are greater than the range and interquartile range for kicker B. So the lengths for kicker A are more spread out.